Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. Hey, guys. Colin the Big Yoshi here. Welcome back to part 2 of my Marvel Marathon. And today we're going to be reviewing The Incredible Hulk. Alright, so. Starting off right now, I just want to talk about, I had this journal, right? And I actually wrote down some stuff I wanted to say for once. So yeah, I might be referring to it a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so The Incredible Hulk came out in 2009. Pretty sure it was 9 or 8. So yeah, came out like after Iron Man, and after Iron Man did so well, I guess people probably thought that Hulk was going to do well too. Unfortunately, Hulk did not do that well. It didn't sell very well, and it didn't review very well either. But I personally think that this was a really good movie. Like, I get it. Like, I see why people don't like it, but I thought it was pretty good. Not really good, but pretty good. So yeah, I guess the first thing I should talk about is, like, this movie gets some really good action with the Hulk. I really love all of the scenes with the Hulk in them. The CGI hasn't aged the best, but it's pretty good. Like, it's not terrible. It's not as terrible as everybody says it is. So yeah, every single sequence with the Hulk, it's good. I really like the one with, like, the beginning one, because it kind of gives off a horror vibe, and I just really like that. I think that's really cool. And I just love that it takes place in his factory as well. That's just cool, you know. And then halfway through the film, like about halfway, there's this scene. There's another Hulk sequence where, this one's really cool as well, where the bad guy, Blonsky, he just injected himself with some super soldier serum. And so he's going up against the Hulk, you know? He wants to go up against the Hulk. So they have a nice little battle, and Hulk, like, grabs some scrap metal out of, like, a tank, I'm pretty sure. He just starts, like, trying to beat up Blonsky with it. And it's pretty great. So yeah, that sequence is good. And the last sequence that I thought was pretty good was the final one, and that one was good just because the Abomination, I mean, he might not be the greatest villain ever. I think he was built up pretty well, and, you know, you just think that this, like, military guy, he's like, he sees the Hulk and he gets power-driven. He's like, I want that power. And he just kind of goes crazy once he actually has that power. And yeah, he starts killing random people. So, I mean, whatever. He's not the best villain in the world, but it's okay. It works for the movie that he is in. So yeah, this sequence is cool because the Hulk and Abomination, they go into the city and they just, like, start tearing each other apart. Like, Blonsky grabs this giant chain, starts swinging it at Blonsky and stuff, or starts swinging it at Hulk, and it's just cool. And Hulk grabs these police cars to use as boxing gloves. It's great. I like it when in this movie Hulk grabs random objects to just start beating people up with. Unfortunately, I think that this movie can be kind of gruesome, like, for no reason. I think it kind of works for the movie that it's in, but there's stuff like when Blonsky gets the super soldier serum, there's, like, this gross part where they say it'll really hurt when they inject it into his bones, and you hear, like, this giant crack. It's disgusting. And there's this part that they literally had to censor for, like, all TV viewings of this movie, because it's this part where Hulk decides to, like, kick Blonsky into a tree, and they have to cut out the part, like, right before his foot connects, because apparently there's, like, blood, like, everywhere as soon as he kicks him, and it's disgusting. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's good that they cut out the violence. Let's talk about the main actor. I just talked about the villain. Let's talk about Bruce Banner. I think he was pretty good in this movie. I don't. I think a lot of people complain that he's too quiet, like Edward Norton is too quiet and stuff, and he just doesn't like. He's just not that great. I think that he was actually pretty good, and it works for the movie because there doesn't need to be a ton of talking in his like beginning scenes. Just seeing like it's so emotional, seeing him having to move, seeing him have to move every like. I don't know. He has to move through all the cities and stuff, and it's just kind of sad because he can't live a normal life, just because Ross is General Ross is hunting him down for like just forever to use him as a weapon, and it's just kind of sad. But something that was good about having to move around a lot, the settings in this movie are great. Like the Mexico one and the Brazil one. I'm pretty sure the beginning one was Brazil, or somewhere around there. Those settings were really good, and I don't know if that's actually where they filmed it, but like, it looks really good. I don't know, it just looks really good. And yeah, this movie's just like, this movie doesn't need to be totally funny all the time. Because I think that this movie is actually pretty heartfelt, and that is a good thing, because it just feels like very emotional how, like I said, he can't live a normal life and stuff, and he can't see any of his old friends for like years because he has to try and train to not be angry and stuff. He can't even get excited, you know what I'm saying? Like there's this part in the movie where he's trying to like make out with his girlfriend and they don't because he can't, because he would turn into the Hulk and that wouldn't be good. There were a couple things about this movie that I really liked, and those things were the accident meter or the incident meter, and I like the ways that it shows how he is in pain after being the Hulk, because it just shows how sad he is and how much he wants to get rid of the Hulk and stuff like that. And then in the end of the movie, he realizes that he can't stop being angry, and he just decides to embrace it, and just, like in the Avengers, he says, "I'm always angry." Like, the accident meter, it definitely gives you a good timeline, like where it shows this many days without incident. And it's just great because, like, it just gives you a really good timeline, and it shows you like, where things take place and stuff. And, I like that it shows you, like, that he basically has a hangover after the Hulk, and just, like, after being the Hulk, because it just shows, his determination to get rid of him. And I guess I'll just talk about some of the fan service. I guess some people could see how it'd be obnoxious, but I think it's actually it's pretty interesting having good fan service, because, like, holding up the purple pants, that was pretty cool. That was pretty funny. Nothing mind-blowing, obviously, but yeah. I like the attention to detail where the whole movie has tints of green everywhere, like, kind of like The Matrix, actually, and it's just kind of cool, I guess. And the score is really good. Like, the music in this movie, like, the main theme that it keeps playing, that's a really good theme. And I guess I'll just talk about one more thing in this movie. The tone in this movie. This is my biggest negative about it. Like I said earlier, this doesn't really need to be funny. It's just good when it's being heartfelt and emotional and stuff. The problem is it does try to be funny sometimes. And it can be pretty funny sometimes. I don't mind when it's funny, because it fits more with the rest of the MCU. But they don't really fit well together in the same movie. I don't know, it just feels like two separate movies sometimes. So yeah, the tone just keeps changing, and it's not that great, but like, it's okay. Alright, so yeah, that's gonna conclude my review. I think I'd give this movie a 3.5 stars out of 5. Only because the tone keeps changing and stuff, and the story can be a little confusing. I just think that this was an actually pretty solid movie, and I don't see why people hate on it so much. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my review. If you liked it, then feel free to subscribe and maybe leave a like if you're new. That'd be pretty cool. Tomorrow's Iron Man 2. I don't know why I just pointed. Alright, bye guys. See you all later.